Hello, welcome back to another exciting episode of MegStory. If you're enjoying what you're watching, we kindly ask you to show your support by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. My husband cheated on me and doesn't seem to understand that I'm leaving him. I was living in another town with a friend for work. My husband was supposed to be looking for a job here to move here so we could both live with said friend. When we got married, he was going to join the military and then backed out. Logically speaking, I assumed if we thought we could handle the distance of military, then we could handle a temporary distance of a couple hours drive now 2 years into the marriage. Boy, was I wrong. He barely ever visited. A lot of times he would tell me he might visit and then just not do it. One of those times was Halloween, where instead he went to a party and cheated on me. There's varying stories as to whether it was just a hands makeout session or more than that. I'm willing to believe him that it was just the makeout session. However, that doesn't change anything for me. He hid this from me for a month while continuing to message the girl and told 6 of our friends, including my own brother, before uttering a word to me about this. He also did not visit me in the entire time he was sitting on this secret. He gets every weekend off work at his current job and every other week. It's a 3-day weekend. I work 2 jobs in the new city that we were trying to move to, trying to help with the go-cancel of moving, so I rarely get a day off. When the air mattress I had been sleeping on at the new place popped, he dragged his feet and hummed and hawed about buying me a new place to sleep, so I wouldn't be sleeping on the couch while working 2 jobs. It took him a while, but he did eventually buy me a mattress after I literally had to beg him. He controlled all of our finances at that point. Then Thanksgiving happened, and he did finally visit me. I made him a whole dinner of his favorite foods and made everything as nice as possible for him because I felt bad because he had expressed feeling lonely back at home. Then halfway through dinner, one of my friends messaged me, telling me he had something to tell me, and if he didn't, then she would. He downplayed it, said I kissed a girl at a Halloween party. Then I go to found out he had literally sent me pictures of this girl because he thought I would like her costume, which I did at the time, but not anymore. Then I start hearing the stories from friends who've been waiting to talk to me about it, everything ranging from second base to full sex. Now his story changes to okay, we made out in my car. I asked to see the messages between them because he told me we talk a little bit. She mostly talks about her kid. What a funny joke, the messages were him trying to meet up with her again, and her being uncomfortable with it because she didn't know he was married, and he didn't tell her. She found out from his Instagram. I kicked him out. I had my fry new get what stuff I had left in his house at our hometown out. I try to not speak to him unless it's about logistics. He keeps sending me selfies with our friends or with our cats that I haven't been able to successfully get from him. He keeps asking how I'm doing and asking my roommate how I'm doing despite both of us telling him to stop. He keeps trying to talk about it, saying that he thinks it got out of hand and that the apology was going fine until my friend said it was actually sex, which it wasn't. He doesn't seem to comprehend that to me. It doesn't matter what it was. What matters is how he handled it, by lying to me and betraying my trust. Honestly, fuck him. I deserve better. I'd be happiest if I never had to speak to him again. I already want to move on. I already think I may be interested in someone, but no, I don't feel guilty. So what if I move on quick? It took him negative time to move on because we were still together. Edit for clarification. Since I didn't explain it, I was out of work due to an injury for many months, which led to him being in control of the finances since I had nothing. We didn't have our accounts combined except for one joint stock account, but I had to ask him for money for everything from my car payment to therapy, doctor's visits, the latter of which he would deny due to us not being able to afford it. But realistically, I know now he didn't care because he also bought a drone during that time with the argument of it's for work, because he wanted to change careers. He changed careers in a way that caused us to lose our health insurance, but not in a way that allowed him to use said drone. Once I was better and able to work again, better is a loose term because I was and still am having untreated seizures, but my insurance through my new jobs will kick in February, thankfully. I applied for jobs up here and got 2 of them and started working them. The mattress popped before I received enough pay from either job to replace it. Now that I've gotten a solid month of income under my belt, I am financially in charge of myself now. That money I was trying to earn for us is now for me. Also adding to the situation, I have found out from the girl that he's still trying to get in contact with her, all the while telling me that things got out of hand. His messages to said girl are honestly creepy. He's so incessant with trying to meet up with her again as just friends, despite her continuously saying she doesn't want to be in this position. I have also found out that he went into Snapchat and downloaded all of the nudes I sent him during this long-distance portion of our relationship, and I'm not entirely sure what he plans to do with them. But I have 1,000 regrets right now, and will never be sending anything like that to anyone again, no matter how much distance or how much I think I can trust them. I am going to talk to my grandparents and see if they are willing to get my cat for me and watch her till I'm able to get her up here, because I definitely have no trust anymore. Thanks everyone for the support you've given me so far. Now for the next story. My husband went on a trip with a group of guys and many of them cheated on their wives. I want to tell them, but it would be obvious it was my husband who told me. You like the title says. My husband went on a trip with a group of men. Many of these are friends of a mutual friend on the trip. He knew 3 of the guys beforehand and met the rest on the trip. They went to a place known for sex tourism. Had my husband not FaceTimed me while some of this stuff was happening, I don't think I'd believe that he was innocent and didn't participate. Most of the men are married with kids, and one has a long-term GF. Of the group of men, my husband and one other guy were the only ones who didn't take up the offer of hookers from their tour and security guy. That term is used loosely as he was also the guy offering them party favors and women. My husband told me on the condition that he does not want something to come out later, and he be implicated by association. He felt that I should know what was happening on this trip and he can't risk our relationship. He also said I cannot inform any of the wives and they would know it was him who broke the eyebrow code. They all seemed so comfortable cheating on their spouses, and he said it didn't seem like it was their first time. Someone we know very closely and wouldn't imagine doing something like this also participated. He ended up cutting the trip short as well as he didn't want to continue hanging out with some of these people. I am so conflicted and hurt by these people. I will be seeing these wives and GF at events, and some of them frequently. How can I not tell them? I feel as a woman I would want to be informed. However, my husband said it is not our business as to what their marriages are like. He told me that there is no way their wives don't have an inkling. Before he went to this destination, we looked it up and I mentioned to my husband that because this is what people go there to do. I'm slightly uncomfortable, and his assurance was that he would openly communicate with me and let me know everything that happened, which he did. I don't think he expected what happened on this trip either. I just don't know how to respect these people and continue being friends with them as well as not spilling the beans. If I am cold with them or don't interact with them, they will know something is up as I'm usually bubbly and outgoing. The only innocent people are my husband's friend who is single and his one other friend who abstained and hung out with my husband. However, it is upsetting that all of these men condoned and basically enabled each other's behavior, my husband included. How do I move forward? I just really don't know. It's making me question if my morals align with my husband, but I also know he is in a very tough spot. I just want to say thank you to everyone for offering their insight, opinions, personal anecdotes, and experiences. I do want to clarify that yes, I have spoken to my husband about keeping company of these types of people, and we are on the same page for phasing them out of our lives. We have been together for over 13 years and married for half of that time. In that time, we have never encountered a situation like this with his friends. The issue was more the friends of friends, which he will how may see around at work social events. I think he was shocked and unsure of what to do. So he removed himself from the situation by coming home early. In our relationship, I have never known him to do anything or make me question his loyalty. So for that, I will trust him. However, I have told him that his decision-making needs to improve, and going forward, he needs to vet the people he's going away with better. Needless to say, this group of men won't ever be on a trip with him. As per telling their spouses, this is a mixed bag, and I am still conflicted. I agree that they deserve to know, but I also don't want to be the one to cause this massive implosion in so many lives. I agree with many responders that I will end up the villain. I told my husband that if another wife approaches me and asks me what I know, I will not lie. If they are approaching me with questions already formed, then they are already questioning their husbands. He is in agreement that this is okay as I am not the one initiating contact. A part of me hopes one of them does approach me. I think I will leave that there for now and give my husband the opportunity to prove his decision-making. If anything comes out in the future, he knows it's the end of our relationship. This has always been a boundary for us, both, and I would not give a cheater a second opportunity. I will also have a conversation with the friend that invited him on this trip, and while I doubt I will believe anything he says, I do want to let him know he has also breached my trust and my husband's if he knew this was what the trip intended. He should have informed all parties equally and then let them decide if they wanted to go. As it stands, he had told my husband that they are going to travel, do touristy stuff, and visit some beaches to clear his head. He's coming out of a long-term relationship that recently ended. This may push him to tell the other guys that I am aware of everything that has happened and may prompt them speaking to their own spouses. I can only hope. If you enjoy this type of content and would like to see more of it, support the channel. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications.